Hi. So this is a little overview of Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is often called the sister science to yoga, sometimes called the science of life. And it's about 5,000 years or more old, also sometimes called mother of all healing. Um, and it's an ancient culture that was taught through sort of oral tradition over thousands of years, and obviously closer to modern day, it has been written down and shared. And now you can find Ayurveda practitioners across the globe, even some local to us. So Ayurveda is about inner balance, and it puts a great emphasis on prevention of illness rather than cure. And we practice in Ayurveda lifestyle often through menopause, because we are all out of balance. So menopause is a time of change and a time of transition, from being the mother. Even if you haven't got children, we sort of see it as being able to, or in that stage of life, it's called the mother, and we are transitioning into the wise woman. Um, so there is lots of pull from both directions in terms of energy, and also from a hormonal perspective, and often a lifestyle perspective as well. If you do have children, they're growing up, possibly moving away, or at least maybe starting school. Relationships can be a little bit difficult, friends or romantic relationship at this stage of your life. You're finding your voice, possibly one that you've not had before. And there might be a level of insecurity that you may or may not have had since you were a teenager, not knowing when you wake up in the morning what kind of mood you're going to be in, or what's your body going to throw at you today. So, in every perspective, this time of life is a complete transition and imbalance. And Ayurveda treats you as a whole person and as a whole energy element. So we want to balance all of our elements, our fire, our water, our air, and our earth, to ground ourselves and to lessen the effects that a lot of the menopause symptoms can have on us. So things like hot flushes, mood swings, all the physical and emotional things. Ayurveda sets to help us have a balance so these things are lessened. The things that go into Ayurveda are things like diet, lifestyle in terms of exercise, rest as well is a huge one. And it's not all just about, eating perfectly healthy, having 5 days of exercise. It's not as simple as that. It's actually treating you as an individual. So each of us will have our own set of balance. So one of us might be a very fiery person, or one of us might be a very flighty person. And in that respect, menopause is going to be extremely different for those people. So, balancing each person's element isn't going to be the same as the next one. So, just to give you a little bit of insight in terms of me, I am quite a hot air person. I'm fire and air, which does mean that I can sometimes be quick to anger. In terms of the air element, I can be a little bit sort of up in my head, a little bit dreamy rather than grounded. So as I go through transition in my life, it's important for me to focus on making sure that that air element doesn't take over, so that I'm grounded. In terms of food, I don't want to over aerate myself. So things like popcorn, for instance, very airy food, can be quite bad for me. Also things like wheat, because they can create a lot of air in your body. So things that soothe me and ground me are better. With the fire element, things that can extinguish that fire slightly or lessen it, not completely put it out, are great. So food wise, I want to stay away from spicy, come down to things maybe slightly a little earthier, greener vegetables, lots and lots of water. But with exercise as well, for me, it's not as easy as maybe going for a run if you're feeling a bit fiery. That actually might make the fire a little bit more intense. Something that's a little more soothing, like yoga and Tai Chi, maybe even swimming, can take that fire element down. So I talk about Ayurveda because I think it's important to offer a perspective that perhaps our modern medical world wouldn't offer. So I'm going to be sharing some different resources in terms of Ayurveda. You can check your doshas. So in terms of doshas, that means almost like our elements, and you can check where you are with things, what kind of dosha you have. And then you can learn to balance it. And in that respect, you can then learn to balance your menopause symptoms a little bit better for you on a personal level. I'm not an Ayurveda practitioner. Perhaps one day I will be. But for now, I will signpost you to people that are way, 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 way more qualified than I am. But this is just a little explanation for you.